Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is May, what is it? May the 8th, 2026. And I'm coming to you live from Cadiz, Kentucky, which is located in Western Kentucky. Welcome, everybody. I'm seeing a lot of the regulars in the house. Travis from Muskogee, Steph from Michigan, Phyllis from Virginia, and on and on. Danny from Tennessee. Thank you all for joining us, all the regulars. Hopefully, we're going to get a lot of people in the house tonight. I want to thank everybody that is subscribed to my YouTube channel. We are just 9 away. We're 9 away from 4,000 people that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, and I really do appreciate that. So if you're listening and you're watching this, click on subscribe. It takes you like literally a microsecond to do. And this week, I really been busy. I drove through Missouri to go through Illinois to end up in Indiana, where I spoke to the excise police, the Indiana Excise Police, and it was a room full of people. I want to thank the superintendent, David Wells, who invited me. I met him up in Montana where I was speaking, and he invited me to, you can take pictures, please. I love it. And so he invited me to, we've got a little bit of an audience here watching, and this is going to be a fun one. This is the third time that we've done one with on location, so to speak, with a live guest, and I'm excited about it. And so anyway, I met David up in Montana. It was a great time. And he said, hey, man, I want you to come and speak in Indiana. And so that's what I did. And Indiana, I will be in 2 more times this year. I will be in Indianapolis in June, and then I will return in October, where I will be in Evansville, Indiana, speaking at Bally's Casino. And I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a very, very busy year. And tonight, I've got a special guest. It is Troy Belt. Troy Belt is running for jailer. We just had him on a few weeks ago. This is episode number 93. And I thought he wanted me to come speak at his event here in Cadiz. And I thought, why don't we'll just do this together. And I'll introduce him here in a minute. I'll bring him in. And I saw one of his signs along the roadway. He told me that they're out there littered amongst the highway. And there's one of his signs. And I love it. And so if you live in the Trigg County area, May 19th is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. You need to put it on your calendar. You need to really vote for people that you think are going to make a real positive difference for you. And I think Troy would, and that's why I'm here. That's why I drove this many states over to support my friend. And so that's that. I'll tell you what, let's see, before we got here, I got to give props to the state of Indiana. If you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of those different places, I put up a short video of the rest area just on the other side of Illinois going eastbound on I-70. If you're driving on I-70, you need to stop at that rest stop. It is absolutely incredible. They've got, it's basically an Indy 500 themed rest area, and it's the best I've ever seen in the country. Really, it's something special. So if you like Indy racing or any kind of racing whatsoever, it is the best rest area, and it's interactive. There's a lot of things. There's things out on the splash, not even a splash pad, but it's like a pad of activities out there where you can literally do things that I don't know how long it'll last, because somebody will probably try to sue them for some of those things. But you can literally do rip lines and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. So that's that. I want to welcome everybody once again. I appreciate you all being here. I want to welcome this guy, Troy Belt, in the house. Live. Thank you, Troy, for being here, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Whose house are we in? Let's give them props.
David and Linda Wells. Did you say David Wells was another guy that brought you to Indiana?
Did I say David Wells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 2 David Wells.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. What a coincidence.
Wow.
Maybe it was meant to be.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So we're here in this house. They've given us the opportunity to be in their house. And it's very, very special for us to be here. We are right on Lake Barkley. And I'd let you see it right now. but the sun is setting, and so we had to cover it with, with a little bit of a, it's setting, so it's kind of bright behind us. Therefore, and if there's any kind of a sound issue and so forth, I'm sorry about it. The Wi-Fi is looking good right now. We're kind of really off the beaten path, but we're lucky to be here. I wanted to make mention also, Patsy Painter is her name, and she did something really special for me that is awesome, incredible, and she made this for me. And I got to say this, that I've spoke all over the country, and I get some unusual things from time to time, but this is definitely going to be listed as the most special of all the things. And it says on there that the real Tulsa King. So thank you, Patsy. I appreciate that. That is definitely going to be going in a special place, and pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah,
You said there was something cool coming my way, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I told you it was going to knock you off your feet.
All right, so let's talk about this election that's coming up. This May 19th. It's you and your opponent both running as Republicans. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's why whatever happens May the 19th is huge. People have got to show up for that.
They got to.
Okay, so tell me about what's happening in this. I mean, we're right on that. What have you been doing since the last time we spoke, and how's it looking?
So, man, I've been overwhelmed, doing a lot of door knocking, trying to cover. Didn't realize Trigg County was that big until I started knocking on doors, and I try to leave a card and a pin that the people are not there, but and I'm still doing that, along with putting signs up and talking to people and developing relationships and listening to their stories. Sometimes, not even listen to mine, but I want to listen to their stories as well, and spending a lot of time doing that. And man, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope people vote for the right reason, and that if they want something proactive in this county and somebody that's going to make a change, I'm the guy. I'm going to get in there and hit the ground running, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
You know me for several years, so everything that I do, I go 150% at it. So I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. And so tell the viewers, just to remind them a little bit, this isn't the first time you've been on one of my podcasts. We've done several.
I think it's the fourth one, isn't it?
It's about the fourth one.
Yeah.
And back on the first one, if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about Troy's background, you worked at the prison at Eddyville, which is Kentucky State Prison.
That's right.
Castle on the Cumberland.
Yeah, just right down the river here.
It's literally, if we were out on a boat, we could probably see the prison from here.
Yep.
And
in about 10 minutes we could.
And just give the viewers, especially those that live here in Trigg County, are the ones that I really want you to know what you're getting. Tell us just briefly about your experience at that institution, and you were there for many, many years.
Yeah, so I started in 1998 as a correctional officer. Worked as a correctional officer for approximately 4 years, and then I put in for sergeant. It took me a couple times to make sergeant, and I was a sergeant for about 2 years, and I made lieutenant, and I did a lot of things as a lieutenant. I was administrative supervisor, which it was a captain position, but I did it as a lieutenant, and I also worked internal affairs for a couple years at that position, and then I promoted to captain. When I wasn't a captain very long either. I was captain about 2 years, and the warden loved the way that I didn't have a lot of call-ins because the staff worked so good for me. I kind of let them where they asked them where they wanted to work, which nobody else did that. So I did things different than anybody else, because if you're working at a place that you like, you're going to come to work.
Right.
So I tried to put them in positions they'd like. Couldn't get everybody happy. You're never going to make everybody happy, but the ones that come to work and didn't miss work a lot, they got the positions they wanted.
Yeah.
And then from there, he liked the way I run shift, and he asked me if I wanted to be a unit administrator too, and I was like, well, I just want to be a major, the next step, but unit administrator 2 was like 2 steps up from that. So I interviewed and I got it, and that's what I retired from. I did that position for almost 7 years, and that's where I become hostage negotiator, Western State Commander. I was also commander at the prison.
Yep, and that's where we met.
That's where we met. And yeah, 21 years and got a great retirement. And
So what
Yeah.
was it? What was it? Just briefly. You've moved on from that. What was it? Was there something that was going on in the community that made you want to do this position? Kind of
so
lit a fire.
yeah, that's a great question. So I worked as a deputy jailer here in Trigg County for approximately 4 years, and I was put to go in his when he retired, but I went separate ways and got another job, and there's a lot of law enforcement and some other people that, hey, you were to run for this position, you would do good, and so that's what got me. That's what drove me to do that. I wanted to make a difference. Want to make a big difference, and not only that. I don't want to exactly be the jailer. I want to be the best jailer that this county has ever had, and I can. That's my goal. That's a big goal to fill, but I know I can do it.
Okay.
It might not come right off the bat, but it might take me a turn, but I'll get there. And my ultimate goal is to build a jail in this county, which we don't have one. And a lot of people say that can't be done. Well, that's a goal for me. That's a goal that I'm gonna shoot for.
I think that's a good goal.
Because if somebody tells me that it can't be done, that's what I want to do. I'm like, yeah, I can make it happen. Because I ran the worst jail in the state, 3 cell house segregation for many years. I worked at cell house for 14 years. That's a segregation unit. So
what would be one of the benefits of Trigg County having a jail locally in their jurisdiction? And this within the county, is there an advantage of having it their own facility?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately after, of course, it's going to cost money to get it built and everything,
Yeah.
and then staffing it, and getting the people you need for it. And I want to put programs in that jail, drug and alcohol programs, education, if they don't have it. Maybe even try to provide transportation for the ones that don't even got a car.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's a lot of things that we can do, but we got to go by the guidelines, and it'll take time to get there. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I think it'll save a lot of money. I think we spend now over $300,000 for Christian County to house our inmates, and I know it takes a lot more than that to run a jail, but with other things going on and people around the counties helping you, because I know a lot of people in other places in surrounding counties that are friends of mine are in law enforcement that will help me along the way and give me advice. And you meet people along the path in your life for a reason. And in 52 years, I've met a lot of good people, and there are a lot of good friends, and a lot of them is running for sheriff. I got a good friend right now. He's running for sheriff in Crittenden County, where we recently lost Deputy Cole. A sad story, but yeah, we lost him. But Ray Agent is the sheriff, and I hope Crittenden County votes that man in. His brother was a sheriff for many years, and it'll be some shoes to fill for Ray, but he can do it, and they're good people. And Ray, if you're listening or you watch it, I got you back, man. I hope you win that.
Good. So, and by the way, condolences to the family of the fallen. Was he a deputy?
He was a SRO and a deputy as well. He, they was doing a check, a welfare check, and yeah, it is. They had his funeral today, matter of fact. So,
wow, very sad.
Yeah, I'll have a moment of silence tomorrow at my event for that. That's heartbreaking.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because tomorrow, that's the reason that I showed up. It's all about this is Troy's event. I mean, let's be real. But he asked me to show. He's been asking me for a long time to come on back. He wanted me to. Once he announced, he was like, at some point in time, I'd love if you came back. And this just worked out. It was perfect timing, and I thought this is the best time that this could happen. Actually,
oh yeah,
right on the eve of this. And so, tell people out there what you have planned for this event.
So this event, it's not about me. It's about we, the Trigg County people. It's about developing relationships and making family, and getting people closer, a unity, trust. I'm very transparent, and people will see tomorrow they can ask me any question at this event. That's what it's for. I'm ready to answer any question that we can in the audience. And we also got, I'm also going to let some magistrates speak if they show up, and other people as well. I don't know how long that'll take, and then I'll do my part. And then I was going to do mine last, but no, we can't do mine last. We got to do yours last. That way you can put on another standing ovation for the crowd.
Well, listen, I'm going to be talking about this guy, and it is one of the very, very few occasions where you'll catch me speak. I speak all over the place, and this isn't going to be like a homicide presentation by any stretch. I don't want to misguide you and think that that's what's going to be happening. It's going to be about Troy, and I'm going to talk about him, and I'm going to talk about the importance of this position, and I'm going to talk about things like that. Where is this event if people want to go?
It is Trigg County Complex. It's out on Princeton Road, and I had anybody that's from Trigg County, they know where the complex is. I'm trying to think of the road. I can get it real quick, Jason, if you want.
Well, while he's finding that address for this event, I will mention this too. Barbecue. They're going to be serving barbecue at this event. So if you want to come on down and get entertained, get some great barbecue and meet and greet. I'll be happy to sign anything. I've got like postcards that I'll sign. They're all free. You can take selfies with me. All that is great. I don't have any issues. If you have a spouse that's a super fan, or maybe you are a super fan, etc. of the show, I'll be happy to sign something for you. And really, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to take Troy aside or ask him a question for others to hear what's going on. And I don't blame you. I mean, I would want to know what you're voting for. And that's what people need to do more of. They need to see what's going on. You need to educate yourself. And if you don't get off your couch, I mean, if you decide to vote for the incumbent, the guy that's been in that office for a while, then, so be it. I mean, but I think that you should at least give Troy an honest look and see what he's bringing to the table. And I think from what I've seen is he's bringing one of the things that I asked Troy, I'll be honest with you. I was like, why would you want to do this? And I've asked him that question multiple times. He's given me an answer every time. And I like the answers that I'm hearing from him. I'm hearing that he's wanting to do this for all of the right reasons. And it's really to make this I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
One of the things that he's told me that I really liked was the fact that he wants to make it a safe environment for the inmates, number one, as well as the people that are working for him that are going to be transporting, the safe for the community, to make it better for everybody in that respect. And I think safety is paramount. And I think that the families of these people that are incarcerated will appreciate the fact that that's something that's on your radar, that you want to make it safe for them, right? So, and among many other things. And I think that you're being innovative in your ideas, and I love it. So we're going to get into that a little bit, probably a little bit more here tonight. But so tomorrow, did you find that
303 Complex Road, Cadiz, Kentucky.
Okay, 303 Complex Road, Cadiz, Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. You might want to put that up, 303 Complex
Road,
and put that up, Amanda, if you get a chance. 303 Complex Road in Cadiz, Cadiz, Kentucky. And hopefully we're hoping that it's going to be a full house. And that would be a great.
And the barbecue is going to be prepared in Crittenden County. My father-in-law, who's a very good barbecuer, so very good. You just wait. It won't last long. It's going enough to feed 200 people, but
is there a cost?
It's free.
Free.
It's free. We have water, a potato salad. There's a lady at work, Nikki Taylor. She's a friend of mine. She's a great cook at where I work at the hospital.
Right.
And she's coming to prepare her famous potato salad. And we'll have that and potato chips and water, and we'll probably have cookies. And I met a little girl today at the restaurant. Actually, Nick Garcia, he's a friend of mine. I met him. He wanted to meet because he's not going to be able to be there, and he worked for me at the prison. And we sat there and we had lunch, and his daughter come up to me. I've never met her before. She come up to me and she says, "Hey, what kind of cake would you like?" I was like, "Well, hey, surprise me." She said, "Well, I can make them all." She's 13 years old.
Okay.
And so she's going to surprise me with a cake, and
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. It was pretty awesome. I was back there talking to a deputy sheriff, Joe Witherspoon, and meeting the new deputy at the sheriff's office, and she come up behind me and tapped, "Hey, what kind of cake would you like?" So I left them. I said bye to them, and Joe's met you before. He was down here last time when I had it for the sheriff's
Oh, yeah.
office. So I think he'll be there tomorrow. He's got to work, but he'll be there.
Wow.
Great guy.
And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have to just be from Trigg County to show up to this thing. Everybody's welcome. If you want to show up, that's great. Think of the benefits. Think of this. Even this isn't like going to a timeshare. Trust me, it's not going to be anything like that. It's just going to be a few people that are going to be getting out there and they're going to be speaking about the different things. Then it's going to be a good time just to get to know some of the people that live within your community. And who knows, you might actually walk out of there with somebody that you might have a new friend out of this deal.
Absolutely, that's what it's about.
And
man.
you can't have enough of those in life. You just can't. And I think you'd said it. You know, we all come across each other's paths for a reason.
We do
somehow. Yeah. And I got to thank Troy, because Troy, you know, you said you were going to tell the story.
I'm going to tell the story. I haven't told the full story, and the friends I got here, they haven't heard the full story. So when I was commander, Western State Commander, hostage negotiation, I was sent to Columbus, Ohio, to find a special guest speaker for our event that we was going to have in Kentucky. So I went there, and we was there all day long. It was, you remember, it was what do we have, like 5-6 speakers there?
Oh, yeah.
And
by the way,
it was full. It was like 400 people in there.
Yeah, it was like 400 or 500. It's the Midwest Crisis Negotiator Conference, and it's not. I'm not going to say that it's the Super Bowl of them, but it's like the playoffs leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's a biggie in the country. Biggie. Yeah.
And I was there with the state commander and another friend of mine who was I think he was a big part of it. We was sitting there and we was like, no, we don't want that guy. And you was last for some reason, and so we was all nodding off on a lot of them, and never heard of Jason. I didn't even watch the show, but he'd come up there and he'd mention the show, and we got to watching him, and man, he drawed everybody in. I mean, he had that place where every eye was open, and I hope you're feeling good about this because it's all true.
Okay.
Yeah, their ears was, and you had them focused because man, it was so entertaining. If y'all come tomorrow, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But at the end, I looked at the other two people that I was with. I said, "That's the guy I want right there. That's the guy I want." So we tried to get up there quick, but the line was a mile long. I waited in line for an hour and a half.
Really?
And I'll let you tell them what I said.
A line for what?
To talk to you. They had 4 or 5 lines were all the ones that was talking after the show, and Jason had a line out the door. It was a mile long, and I said, we're going to be here a while. So we sat there and we waited to meet him, and I finally got up to him, and I wanted to be real quick, and I said, we'll go ahead and play it out. Hey, you ever been to Kentucky?
No, I haven't.
And you said,
I haven't been there.
And you said, you know what? I never had anybody to approach me like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But you said, hey, give me a hotel.
Yeah. And
a plane ticket, and I'm there.
Yeah.
So
not necessarily the rules of today. It depends on the destination, of course. But no, that's true. That's a true story.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you're coming to Kentucky. And I said, great. And I think I've been here. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Thank you, Phyllis. I am an awesome speaker. I think I'm an awesome speaker. Maybe. And I thank you. Thank you, Steph.
Yeah.
I love to speak. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing, and knowledge. I think I learn every time when I'm speaking, and I really I love meeting people like Troy. And look, we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And this is my 8th time to speak in Kentucky. Just a little fun fact that Kentucky is it's my number 1 state to speak in after Oklahoma. And so you guys come in number one in that area for the times I've been here. So thank you very much. It's a fun story. We had a good time. I've been back and forth here many times, and he's a friend for life, honestly.
Yeah.
Brother from another mother, really, is what we've said.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Danny. I've known Danny who's in the house. I've known Danny forever. And I've just got we're really blessed. I
was hoping Danny would be able to make it tomorrow. But I know he's a busy man.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Amanda, I as I was driving down here, I sent you a picture and I stopped by the Chloe Randolph location there in Henderson, Kentucky. And there she is. That's Christy and her husband, Jay Randolph.
Yep.
And they're both running for office in Henderson. I want to give them a shout out. And thank you, Christy. I stopped in on you kind of last minute when we were popping through there. And she gave us a tour of the facility there in Henderson, Kentucky. And it's very impressive. It's very impressive. And she's going to be there. She's going to be there tomorrow night too. Her and Jay both. They're running for office. He's running for magistrate of Henderson County, and she's running for one of the positions of city commissioner. So please keep them in mind too if you're listening from the Henderson, Kentucky area. And I know that we have a lot of people.
Keep them in your prayers. I mean, they're
Absolutely.
Good people.
Absolutely.
And a fun fact, I also invited their sheriff, Chip Stouffer. I know I met him before. It's the sheriff of Henderson.
Okay. And so hopefully he's going to be there.
Well, he said he might be there. He comes here at the Hams Fest every year, and he has a booth set up. And but I met him when you went to Henderson, so I sent him a text. And I told him to even invite the chief of police down here in Henderson, so they might be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be a really fun evening. I wanted to. The other reason I wanted to come on here, and hopefully our audio is good. You know, let us know if it's not. Hopefully it's good. Hey, Teresa, haven't seen you. I think it's Teresa from Rochester. Thanks for being here, all the way from New York. Lee, I see you in the house. You want me to come to Columbia, South Carolina? I would love to. You know, a lot of times it just takes an invite, and that's what's happening. And I appreciate the fact that you were enjoying the podcast, Lee. We've been on here. This is episode number 93. I want to remind people, go back, listen to some of the other episodes that I did with Troy specifically. I think you're number 5 all time.
all right.
You're number 4 or number 5 all time of my podcasts on the episode that you did with me on your first episode, where we talk about what life was like over here at Kentucky State Penitentiary.
People like stuff about prison, you know.
So what's kind of, some of the stuff that's been going on in this campaign, I know that your campaign advisor is here. Let's recognize her.
Yeah.
She's taking a photo of you right now in front of us.
She is, yeah.
She's giving you some great advice, right?
That's right.
And who is that again?
She's smiling ear to ear. That's Aunt Linda.
Okay. And she's done a tremendous job for you, helping you.
Her and David both, and Rick and Patsy Painter.
Yep.
They have really done a whole lot for me. I mean, they've done so much for me. If it hadn't been for them, I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at today with all the. I know they've got me extra votes and a lot of the material that they made, and she made that.
And this is the mini one, all right. So this is the mini.
Mini me.
This is mini me. Yeah. I think with this one, Patsy Painter over here. I don't know. Patsy, was your husband involved in this project as well?
No.
Okay.
He was watching, wasn't you, Rick?
He watched. All right. So anyway, Patsy put this thing together, and I'm telling you what, I'm looking at this thing and I'm seeing an idea here. These are like coasters. You know what I mean? And how perfect would this be to sell as merchandise? You know what I mean? Inspired by Patsy Painter herself, and pretty neat. And man, I tell you what, this is great.
Patsy can make them and sell them.
But to tell you that's right. To tell you the truth,
with your
to tell you the truth, what's cool about that is Patsy. She's put together a lot of your stuff. As far, did she do your signs too?
She done my hats. No, she done my hats and done them for free. It would have cost me a lot of money, but it's all free, and keychains.
Which are neat, by the way.
Yeah.
They're wooden. I don't know if we have one here or not.
They probably got one.
They're neat.
Y'all don't have one. Y'all ain't got one? Y'all need one then, don't you?
I'll tell you what.
I'll get y'all one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. This here, I got to say this publicly. Once again, I just want to reiterate this because this is big for me. I've been all over the country, and I know I got a huge alligator. I got a huge gator that's about 7 feet long from Louisiana. This is really special, and I'm telling you, this is the kind of people with Troy. Troy told me something really was cool coming my way, and I thought, wow, that's incredible. And oh, here's one of the keychains. Show them that, Troy. That's neat. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. She put those together.
I'll have them tomorrow. I've got maybe 100. So if we got 100 people, maybe we'll get rid of these things tomorrow.
Well, we're hopeful that we're going to fill the house up, honestly, and let's hope that happens. And Patsy, thanks for all your work on that, because I know that you've really done a lot of work for making hats, etc. And maybe there'll be some swag that you'll be throwing out or giving out. A little bit of that.
Keychains and buttons and our pins, like the pins on the hat pins, waving flags.
He's not trying to buy your vote or anything like that. But basically, here's the deal. He's trying to get the word out there, and there's somebody else that's here in the house too. It's Wayne from down the road.
Wayne's Grady.
Yeah, and he's here, and he's somebody that I've known for because of Troy. I've known him for the last several years.
He's a big fan of yours,
and I'm a big fan of his too. So I'm glad he's here as well. It's kind of fun coming back here. Lee wants to. They're cool. They'd be great for like your camping keys or something like that, or even your car keys.
How can I send it? Well, you can get his information. I can send it to you.
Dixie, welcome. I appreciate you being in the house. I appreciate it very much. I think it's a fun podcast. Like I said, there's a lot of different episodes that for the newer people that are coming on here, don't just go after tonight. I know we try to do it live every Friday night. I want to reiterate, if the sound or the video, I noticed that the video early on this was a little bit sketchy, but it looks like it's going pretty clear right now. So that's great. And if I try to do it live every Friday, and this night was no exception, and I wanted to do it live for you. So what else can you tell us that's kind of something that people need to know about you? Okay. Let's talk about you.
Okay. So I've got 30 years of experience in law enforcement, corrections, and a lot of training. I mean, a lot of training, kinesics training, interview and interrogation. A lot of training that I can teach my staff, if elected, to make them better at what they do. De-escalation skills, active listening skills, things that they need to know when they're talking to an inmate with mental health issues, or an inmate that's on drugs and coming down, and how to deal with them, how to protect themselves, takedown moves and things of that nature, how to handle themselves with close combat. And I want it to be a place for, if young people are looking for law enforcement, I would like to be a stepping stone so I could teach them so they'll move up to the next step. If they come for me with a little while until I teach them, that would be my honor to let them go to the police department or the sheriff's department or state police, wherever they want to go to. And that would be something that I could help them with. And I've helped many people at the penitentiary that they'll be seeing this and watching this, and you'll see their comments on my Facebook page. And just like I helped them, there's one guy that worked for me. He's a police officer, and I believe in Franklin, Kentucky, or somewhere in Louisville. There's another guy that's a police officer. There's even there was a state police guy that we worked together at one time. Mm-hmm. And there's been many people so I would like for that Trigg County jail to, before we get it built, even to be a stepping stone, the things that I can teach them to be ready for real law enforcement.
Okay. Now let's say that you get this position. What do you think that's probably going to be your number one challenge walking in the door?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I don't really think it's going to be a challenge. I think I'm going to go in head first, and there's some things that I'm going to change. I want to change some things that are going to make everything safe. And with technology, there's going to be technology in there where I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to make it a lot easier for the staff that, just get a regular piece of paper and try to keep up with somebody. I want to be tracking on a computer or laptop or things of that nature, and just make their job easier.
Okay. Let's say, just as a I don't really know how all this works. Matter of fact, in Oklahoma, I don't know that we necessarily have a jailer, so to speak. I don't know that that's necessarily unique for Kentucky. You guys have some different
Mhm.
you have some different things here.
Yeah, we do.
It's a Commonwealth. You're one of 3 in the country, right?
Yep.
Pennsylvania.
West Virginia.
No, it's not West Virginia. I don't think.
One of them,
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia. So you have some different things that are in your whatever. But with respect to being a jailer, hopefully I didn't lose my train of thought. But honestly, you're gonna do this. You're gonna jump right in there. There's gonna be a learning curve here. There's no doubt about it, right?
Well, I've done it for 4 years, and the learning curve is getting that jail. That's going to be my biggest challenge. So I'll answer that. I'll go back to that question. Getting the jail build is going to be my biggest challenge. And if it takes me several years, I'm not going to jump into this and do it all. This is going to be a slow process. But the safety is not going to be a slow process. But getting everything out in line for that, and getting the people to know how I am, which a lot of the judges know how I am, and a lot of the law enforcement know how I am. So that's already built. The relationships and all that is already built. And so.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask. I just thought
ahead.
of it. Let's say you get this position. I mean, are you going to be accessible for the people that vote? Not only the people that voted for you, but those that didn't. It doesn't matter. You're not even going to know who voted for what. But for the people that live here in Trigg County, if they want to reach out to you, are they going to be able to do that? To voice concerns,
I'm going to give everybody will have my phone number, and I will be 24/7, and I'll have a schedule. I mean, I will have a schedule, and I will have a cage put in my vehicle where I take inmates to jail, just like they do. I'm going to do everything they do. We're going to work together, and after hours, at night, midnight. If they got something going on, hey, I'm doing it. Or hey, I might show up. I might show up at the scene and say, hey, I'm riding with you. Let's go. And or if they're tired, I say, man, I got this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And there's some more questions that people's going to ask too tomorrow, and we'll get that tomorrow. But that kind of topic is one of the questions that somebody was wanting to ask.
One of the previous guests that I've had on the show was Sheriff Mark Lamb, also known as America's Sheriff, from Pinal County, Arizona, as seen on 60 Days In, as well as Live PD. Do you know who I'm talking about? He wears a cowboy hat, well known throughout the country. He's running for U.S. Congress currently.
I've heard you talk about him. I don't think
one of the things that I had talked to him about is when he became a sheriff there in Pinal County in Arizona. One of the things that I asked him, I said, hey, did you happen to go to the other sheriffs? I mean, how do I do this job? Do you already know some of the other elected other jailers that are elected in the state of Kentucky?
I do.
And is that something that you're kind of planning on maybe getting with them and seeing how they're doing things?
It is.
Good.
And one of them is a good friend of mine who lives in Florida, and I will reach out to him, and he's been on your show as well.
Oh, the good warden.
Yeah, he's run jail before, so I'll definitely reach out to him, and he'll probably come up here and even
he's a good resource.
He's a very good resource. He's a good mentor of mine as well, and other counties. I mean, I know jailers all throughout I've met in my career. I know people statewide that are getting running for positions now. I mean, people back in my county, I know people that's running for magistrates, and like I said, Ray Agent running for sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, most definitely I'm gonna reach out to them.
Good. I think that's a wise move. And so man, I think you got a really great shot here. I really do.
I really do too.
I think that your heart's in the right spot. You really have a desire to do this position. I think sometimes a fresh look at it is good. And the one thing I want to mention, the one thing he said here today that I don't know why I just wasn't remembering this, but the one thing that he said here today that I think is really important for you to really think about, this isn't like his first rodeo, okay? And I'm not just talking about prison industry. He worked as a jailer, or he worked in the jailer field for 4 years.
Yeah.
So you're not somebody that's like a brand spanking you know nothing. You know the system already. You've seen what you were going to change. At the time, you were supposed to be the heir apparent, and then he decided not to leave, which is, it happens.
Right.
and I don't know who you're running against, and I don't know one way or the other. I mean, the guy's served in that position for a long time. What's probably the biggest difference between you and the person that's already in that office? Because he, like it or not, people know that name. They're going to see a little I there. That means they're the incumbent. And so what's going to make somebody, what's the major difference between you and him that you can come up with?
Well, and not to say anything negative.
Sure. And I'm not looking for that.
But Mork's, I've got a lot of experience over him, a lot. He's worked there at the jail, I think, for 17 years, but he has no experience. He's just been put there, and he's done a fair.
Okay.
Even he said he's done a fair job, but I'm not going to say I've done a fair job. I'm going to say I was the best. And there's a lot of resources that I can bring to the table, a lot of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
If they want somebody that's going to make a change in this county, I'm their man. Proactive. I'm going to be around all the time, and you know what? I'm going to rewrite the whole policy. I want to be a part of the community. If somebody needs something somewheres and they need extra help, when I get inmates back working again, or if I can make that happen, which I think I can.
Sure.
If I can't get them there, I can figure it out. Once I get in, and
you're open for new ideas.
I am. I'm open for new ideas, and I want to get the inmates because I know how to work with them, and I enjoy working with them because I know that it's all about respect. So yeah, a lot of changes, good changes, and I'm going to be working just as much as the deputies because you got to work with your people. To lead, you got to lead from the front. You got to show them and work with them to learn them. And I've said that in your last show. And all the people that's worked with me or for me, they will tell you that about me. So,
yeah, I really do appreciate your passion to do this. I have to make a name correction. There's not two David Wells. There's one. I had David Wells in my brain. Okay. It happens. But it was David Wilson. David Wilson, who's the superintendent. And I wanted to make sure that I corrected that because I didn't want to hurt David Wilson's feelings. Yes, I know you, David. I've been on the road quite a bit here in the last few days, and I am tired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired. So let's see what else. I mean, we got a few more minutes here. I'll tell you what. Hey, Chris, you can throw up the number if we had somebody that had some dynamic question that wanted to call in one, since we've got this opportunity to try that. No wackos. I've told you, you will be booted so quick you won't even believe it. But no, in all seriousness, I don't think we're going to have that here with our audience. But if you have a question for him, you want to call in personally, give it a call. Troy said they can call in. They can ask any question that they have, and so we'll wait on that. And if I find out that there's a caller that called in, then we'll bring you on real quick. And so, is there anybody else that's
even call in and say hi?
Is there? Yeah, absolutely. Is there anybody else? Alan Watts. He's on the radio here locally.
Alan,
is at WKDZ.
WKDZ. Alan's been sick. He's a big fan of yours, and I've heard he's been really sick, and I've reached out to him, but I know he's been very sick. So,
well, I hate to hear that.
Prayers for him.
I hate to hear that. We'll say hello to his daughter.
Yeah, and
she's also a fan.
Yeah,
she's a sweetie. So. Hey, by the way, I'm just out of curiosity, just on a side note, but the last time I was here, you put me up in that lodge, which I got to.
They're redoing that whole thing. They're redoing the whole thing.
It was beautiful. I got to tell you, the thing was spider infested. I've never seen so many daddy long leg spiders in my life. And by the way, those are like one of the most deadly spiders on the planet.
They can't bite you.
Well, I know, but it still doesn't make you feel any better. Come on. So that thing caught on fire over here, right?
A part of it did. That's the reason why. Yeah, it's shut down and probably for another year. So I don't even know when it's opening up. But they're going to put everything new in it.
And it was beautiful. I'm telling you, the thing was incredible. So it's coming back.
It is.
Are they renting the part that's not?
The restaurant is open, and the convention center down there is open.
What's the name of that place? So if people wanted to check
Barkley
that out,
Lodge.
Barkley Lodge. Okay, so it's open for business for the restaurant.
Yep.
And so other things
And
too.
of course, the golf courses, Boots Randolph Golf Course is just right down the road.
It's a really neat area out here. If you're ever in this area, you haven't taken part in some of the activities out here. Like I said, Barkley Lake. Did they ever fix that Japanese jumping fish problem? Or
they
I almost lost my head on while I was getting out here tubing. Is that still going on a little bit?
It's lowered. I mean, actually, you can go out there and fish, and you won't even hardly see any anymore. But
okay,
yeah, you did. He didn't know what it was, but
well, I don't know if we have a caller or not. I don't know if we had a caller. If nobody's called, then I'll tell you what, we'll probably call it short tonight. And the reason why is because I don't want to take our gracious host's time any more than we need to. They've been awesome. Thank you, David. I appreciate it to you and your wife. You guys have been great. His wife gave me a tour around the grounds here at this property, and it's pretty amazing. Honestly, it's pretty amazing. And we're very thankful to be here. And big event tomorrow night. Give me the address one more time. I
think it's 303 Complex Road.
Yeah, 303 Complex Road, Cadiz, Kentucky. Before May 19th, if we do this, you got something? Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Thank you. David's helping us out here. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we do have a caller. So all right. Bring the caller on. Thank you, Chris. Caller's on the line. What's your question? Oh, Lake.
Well, I was just calling to say that Troy Belt's the man for the job.
All right.
Well, thank you, Lakin.
Yeah, I think I know who
You're
that
welcome.
is.
Yeah. I hope you get it.
Yeah, I'm glad you called in.
I've heard that she's done a lot for you in your campaign and stuff, and that's pretty incredible.
She has, and all my kids have. Stacia's. I've got a lot of votes from with her. I mean, they say Stacia's your daughter. Yeah, okay, So and Kyle, everybody knows him, and keep in prayer. His father's having some health issues, so keep Gary Freeman in your prayers.
For sure.
Definitely,
for sure.
He needs a very good miracle.
And thank you, Sally. Thank you for wishing me good luck in my new position. Here's the deal. Patrol is the heartbeat of any police department, and I'm going to give it a good college try, and we'll see what happens. And believe it or not, I was a pretty successful street cop, and back in the day, and I'll still be teaching a bunch. And this is going to give me an opportunity to teach a lot more than I was doing previously. And matter of fact, if I could build the extra comp time, I may never come back to work. Actually, I may just be gone. But I have to work sometimes. That's just the way it goes. And who knows what the future is. But I appreciate that.
You're going to do very good. Ain't no doubt about that.
Well, I've got a lot of good people that I can call, like yourself, Troy, if I ever have any questions about things. So, and that's the beauty of it. Thanks for calling, Lakin. I appreciate that. I think he's a proud dad, and he's told me a lot about how you've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes and helping and so forth. How many grandkids do you have, by the way?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, 6.
Weston,
grandkids.
Kinsley, Gage, Adeline, Dean, and Graceland.
Yeah, there was something else. I just gotta Betty. I don't. I appreciate you. Is it Betty? I can't read that. Oh, it's Belt. That's Lake and Belt. I'm sorry, that one there. I can't read. My eyes are bad. Carrie, thank you for being here. How's my son doing? I saw a couple of you ask about that. I saw Travis and now Carrie asked about my son. My son is. I haven't heard from him yet this evening. That's no news is always good news. It's always great news because that means he's not calling me because of a bad thing. This week was shooting, so he's made it through. This should have been. I think this is week 9 that he completed from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol Academy. I couldn't tell you how proud I am of my son. I'm just floored at his accomplishment thus far. He is doing very, very well, and he's still there. They got to meet with the Secretary of Homeland Security, and that's Mark Wayne Mullins. He spoke to them this week, and
great guy there.
Yeah, and so he spoke to their class, and I think that's it's really special. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep anybody else any further. I'm trying to see. If I go live next Friday, okay, well, no problem. Listen, the beauty is, oh, you're going to DC peer support. Good for you. Good for you. And like I said, I'm going to be teaching a bunch. I'll be back in Indianapolis next month. It's a non-public event. It's going to be to the Indiana State Coroners Association. That's going to be in June. So if you're a part of that, I might be able to see some people. I'm going to see a lot of people that I know from a few years ago that I met. And gosh, I've got a lot of other great activities and events that I'm going to be speaking at. But the number one thing I'm going to be speaking at that I'm honored that you've asked me to be a part of it. I think this is great. And that's tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And what's the name of the place one more time, Troy?
Trigg County Complex.
The Trigg County Complex, 303 Complex Road, Cadiz, Kentucky. If you're if you're not cool, then don't show up. But I'm going to tell you something. Free barbecue for those that show up, and you might have some swag items, etc. And it's a great opportunity for you to meet some people, myself, other community members, and it'll be a good time, right?
I'll have, like
little keychains and stuff like that,
and pins, and
yeah,
and you'll have some cards and
yeah. I got some postcards that I'm going to sign, etc. But other than that, I think I'm going to leave everybody for tonight. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us for episode 993. And next week, I hope to have another live episode. I've got some great guests to choose from, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. Remember, if you're at the voting booth, remember to consider Troy Belt in Trigg County.
absolutely.
You got any final words? All right, right on. Hey, let me see that hat right quick.
What time was that now?
He wants to see your hat.
Let me borrow your hat, David.
What time was that tomorrow?
5 p.m.
And where?
at Trigg County Complex.
Yeah. And Patsy, great job on the hats and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you another shout out there. And that's pretty cool looking hat right there.
Good
Thank you,
pins
David.
too.
All right. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, and unless I see you tomorrow night, Troy and I see you tomorrow night. Take us out, Amanda.